Power doesn't always come with a mic drop or a dramatic headline. Sometimes it shows up quietly, in composure under fire, and that's exactly what Alina Habba masters in real time. If you came here expecting fireworks, you'll walk away with something more lasting, a strategy. Because in the fame frame, what matters isn't the noise, it's how you manage it. Alina doesn't crack under fast questions, flashing cameras, or high-stakes moments. Instead, she shows us what real media presence looks like: calm, clear, and completely in control. And that's where the real lesson begins. In an age where viral moments and outrage often drown out substance, Habba flips the script by leaning into clarity and restraint. It's not about being loud. It's about knowing when to speak, when to pause, and when to pivot with purpose. This video isn't about what she wore or who she clapped back at. It's about the mechanics of staying unshaken when the spotlight turns aggressive. Her precision under pressure reveals the hidden advantage few people use: the pause. Just one breath before responding can flip chaos into control and replace reaction with intention. Most people lose their message by rushing, snapping, or over-explaining, but Habba's approach shows how a brief, intentional pause can recenter a conversation instantly. And while the audience might not consciously clock that moment, they absolutely feel its impact. Because power isn't always loud, but it's always felt. From her presence alone, clean lines, no distractions, polished but simple, you can tell this isn't about show. It's about signal. Every detail says, "I'm here for substance." And that clarity speaks louder than any gimmick or viral stunt. You don't need to be in a courtroom to apply this. Whether you're facing a panel in a tough conversation or replying in a group chat, presence and planning matter. When people sense you've thought ahead, they may test your boundaries, but they'll also recognize them. And boundaries, contrary to what some think, don't make you rigid. They make you resilient. Fame, after all, is fragile when it's built on constant reaction. The real flex? Selective engagement. Most of the content designed to shock or trigger you is bait, and if you fall for it, you lose your frame, the one thing that keeps your image intact. Smart framing means deciding what earns your voice and what doesn't. You don't need to argue every point or chase every rumor. A simple, "I'm not going into that," isn't avoidance, it's discipline. It tells the world your peace of mind isn't negotiable and your time has value. The second trap is letting others control your narrative. When you take the bait, you play on their turf. But when you pivot, using phrases like "the real point is," or "which is why," you keep the lens on your message. That's called bridging, and it's how you take back control of the frame. These aren't just crisis communication tricks, they're reputation tools, and they work in every high-pressure setting. So here's the Fame Frame 3-step strategy to stay grounded and guarded when the heat's on. Step 1. Select your frame. Know what you want to be known for, and let that guide what you share, what you address, and what you ignore. Step 2. Bridge with purpose. When someone tries to pull you off topic, acknowledge the question briefly, then redirect with intention using phrases like "that said," "what matters here," or "the bigger issue is." Step 3. Protect your no. If something doesn't serve your goals, values, or long-term image, say "I'm not getting into that," and don't look back. When you apply these 3 simple tools, pressure turns into precision, and you go from reactive to refined. That's the frame that builds real credibility, not just likes, but lasting influence. So here's your question. Which tactic resonated with you the most? The pause, the bridge, or the power of saying no? Drop it in the comments. If you're someone who values strategy over spectacle and wants to show up smarter in high-stakes moments, hit like, share this with someone who's in the spotlight or about to be, and subscribe to Fame Frame, where we break down what fame really demands behind the scenes. Because at the end of the day, the surface is only part of the story, and the people who rise, they know how to frame it right. Thanks for watching. More insight, more control, and more clarity coming your way next.